Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palettes. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu from the Box Press Studio, Seth Geis, and from the Steiner Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
I'm, I just looked at these scores.
I was just gonna say, if you
I'm
look at
in
the 49ers
shock.
game, I feel like this whole fantasy week, you know,
What's going on with my
up is
Niners?
down, down is up. Brock Purdy, I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I'm really glad that Christian McCaffrey's getting the shit kicked out of him because fuck that pretty boy. And Brock Purdy, who gives a shit?
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm more of a Baker Mayfield kind of guy.
There you go.
Baker's
Don't
got a
even
bait.
talk about that. Don't.
All right. So today we are talking about the Aganorsa Leaf Aniversario Connecticut Toro. Cigar is a Toro, 6.25 by 52. Comes out of the Agricola Ganadera Norteña factory in Nicaragua. Wrappers Ecuadorian Connecticut. Binder is Nicaraguan Criollo 98.
How can you even tell with all that decorations on it? I mean, shit. I can't even see the wrapper. And it looks
Phil,
pretty rough. How do we know it's Connecticut? We should take a
How
photo with all that shit off of it.
how do you know not to light that whole thing up?
that's true. Filler is Nicaraguan Corojo. Price point is $15.50. Cigar was released in July of 2023. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
Overall flavor experience, overall average. I thought the first third was good. Had like a lot of this really easygoing, like graham cracker, soft bread, nuttiness. But the last couple of thirds was way more linear. A lot of the sweetness left. It was mainly like minerals and a little bit of pepper spice coming through. Kind of bland, honestly. So, in this scenario, the leaf is their strength, but should the chef be their strength? What do you
All
think,
right.
guys? What do you
All
think,
right,
team?
Seth. What are your thoughts, Seth?
Well, I agree with June. It was a little bland. Definitely not a Phil Collins cigar. If you want to take that however you want to take that. So it's just I didn't think the cigar really ever took off. Um, it was delivering kind of like that classic. I mean, honestly, it smoked like an average Connecticut wrapper over some Nicaraguan blend. There was some cream, there was hay, tobacco, earth qualities. It wasn't overly impressive, medium strength and body. Decent burn and draw, which that's a good thing for Aganorsa. So they got that going for them right now. So yeah, John.
Well, I liked it, so the Aganorsa check cleared. The no, it was enjoyable. In fact, it might be one of the more top rated Aganorsa cigars for me in quite some time. Really nice creamy sweet bread, wood, medium strength spices to kick off, musty chocolate. Spices kind of gave up a lot of strength as it progressed, which was nice. So kind of settled into creamy bread, spices, chocolate, a little bit of wood on the post draw. I'm like, that checks a lot of boxes. Second, third started really the same way: creamy bread, baking spices at light plus, little bit of dry wood on the post draw, creamy bread on the retrohale. And what's not to like? Last third, a little too wood forward for me. I mean, it started out with some spices and bread, but the bread kind of got pushed aside, became mostly wood and earth, and a little bit of bitterness as it progressed. Burn was perfect. Draw was a little snug, a little bit of resistance to it, so I had to knock that down. Other than that, though, I enjoyed it. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, for me, this cigar started with toasted cedar and light amounts of earth and baking spice. Got a light mustiness and hay that joined in a bit later. Second third saw the baking spice transition to black pepper, and then the final third saw the toast level increase and then transition to a light char. Um, Average flavor profile throughout for this cigar, very focused around toasted cedar, earth, and baking spice, black pepper. Some transitioning of the levels of flavor, but nothing too exciting going on, and not something I'd see myself really coming back to, especially at this price point. So, yeah, not a Connecticut shade that's staying on my radar. All right, let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with John at 6.52. June gave it a 6.1. Seth gave it a 5.6, and I gave it a 5.55. So, John, how that 6.52 match up for you?
Listen, it lined up well. I enjoyed it. I wish that last third would have been, for an anniversary. I wish the last third would have been as good as the first 2 thirds, but no, I thought it delivered.
All right, June 6.1.
6-1. uh 6-1.
What are
I'm
you
a little
winging it?
conflicted because I feel like it should be in the high fives, but it's 6-1 because of construction. But in terms of flavor experience, it's nothing to write home about. It's overall pretty average.
All right, Seth, 5.6.
Yeah, I mean, it's just lacking. It's just a lot of other Connecticut's to smoke out there for $15.50. A lot of Connecticut's out there to smoke.
My 5.55 matches up well. Average flavor profile throughout. I had a nice, relight and wavy burn, so kind of that standard Aganorsa construction there. So yeah, it gets into the mid fives, but I don't know, all the fives in the price point. I guess I had to throw some fives in the score. So yeah. All right. Final thoughts from you guys.
I don't know about you guys, but I got a crazy long smoking time on this. I clocked in 3 hours and 5 minutes.
Wow.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it surprised me too.
Did you let it go out and relight it? Come back to it or something?
I did not. I did notice that when I weighed it, normally I would expect the Toro to be around the 16 and a half mark, and mine weighed in at 18.4, which, that's pretty good. So
you
maybe
got all
that
the
had
tobacco.
something to do with it. I don't know. But
I had an interesting experience when I started out with a cigar because when I slid the like almost like that parchment paper kind of sleeve or whatever off, the wrapper was super wrinkly, but it was like
Oh.
bloated. So like I could squeeze the wrapper. I don't know if the wrapper and the binder were connected or if it was just the wrapper, but I could squeeze it down till it got to the filler, like a good distance, and it was just a weird thing. I didn't have any actual like runners on the wrapper or anything like that, so I don't know how that kind of went about, but I don't recall seeing that before, where it was kind of like the wrapper was like separated from the rest of the cigar but still intact somehow. So that was weird. I don't know if like that parchment paper does something to it or not, or if that was just the paper was there to cover what was going on or what. So
It was not a pretty cigar, man. It was pretty ugly. You take off those papers, it was an ugly Connecticut.
yeah. All right, wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe and check out the full written review on the website, developingpalace.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Aganorsa.